When you took Erica to drop her off on 12/17,
Yes,
she was going to stay for 3 weeks, you said?
3 weeks.
So through Christmas.
Through Christmas.
She was not going to be with her family on Christmas. She was going to be with Nan, who's picking her up at the McDonald's.
Yes.
So we have to get back to this major story here. The adoptive mother of Erica Parsons is going to prison for the rest of her life.
Do you understand?
On July 30th of 2013, police was notified of a 13-year-old girl missing in November of 2011. The report is being made by a young man claiming to be the missing girl's brother and says that his parents has killed Erica and buried her in the yard. The missing girl is Erica Parsons. Erica's case had gone cold even before detectives had a chance of investigating, as the girl's disappearance had gone unknown for years by detectives. This inevitably causes the Salisbury Police Department to probe even further and interview the parents about this statement. Sandy and Casey Parsons, Erica's adoptive parents, claimed that Jamie, Erica's adoptive brother, had been angry about an unrelated situation at home and was now lashing out with a false story. Erica wasn't missing, but living happily with her biological grandmother since 2011, or so the Parsons claim. Nevertheless, police continue to clear up the story just to ensure that they're not misled in any way. Erica Lynn Parsons was born on the 24th of February, 1998, to Caroline Parsons. Before Erica was born, Caroline, her mother, had been going through a rough time with her divorce from her husband, who was not Erica's biological father. Caroline also had 3 other children and felt that she couldn't afford to take care of another child. She started looking into her options that didn't include homeless shelters or foster care, because she herself grew up in the environment and couldn't let her daughter grow up like that. So shortly after Erica was born, she was adopted by Sandy and Casey Parsons, who are the brother and sister-in-law of Caroline's ex-husband, Steve Parsons. The adoption was finalized in 2000, and the horror that Erica would endure is something that no human should ever face. Erica was born with disabilities, including hearing loss, which was discovered when she briefly attended public school. Because of Erica's disabilities, the Parsons received federal money to assist with her disabilities. They also received money from the state due to her status as adopted. Erica was homeschooled by Casey, who pulled her out of public school for unknown reasons and registered her home as a Christian homeschool. It is very likely that Erica was not educated while at home, and certainly not accommodated for her disabilities. She was often left out of family activities, and Casey had a hate for the young girl and couldn't stand the sight of her because she reminded her of Caroline, her biological mother, whom Casey didn't like. She didn't let Erica call her mom and admitted to her sister that she was afraid that she might lose control and kill Erica. The Parsons had 7 children, and according to Jamie, Erica's older adoptive brother, everyone in the home contributed to abusing Erica routinely, which was encouraged by Casey. Casey would usually bend Erica's fingers all the way back to break them, then deny any medical assistance and made homemade casts. Erica was forced to live in a closet and was locked inside for long periods of time. Whenever she relieved herself during that time, she would be beaten because of it. Erica was also forced to eat canned dog food. Her adoptive father, Sandy, would often punch Erica in the head when he got mad. After police is notified about Erica's disappearance by 19-year-old Jamie Parsons, the search for Erica is crucial. The Parsons claim that she's off living with her grandmother, Irene Goodman, in Asheville, North Carolina. But police can't seem to locate any existence of this lady, which raises suspicions. Erica's paternal grandmother, Chloe Goodman, died in 2005, and her biological father, Billy Dean Goodman, told officers that there is no woman in his family by the name of Irene. Casey, Erica's adoptive mother, says that Erica and Irene met at a McDonald's in Mooresville, North Carolina, in September of 2011, which introduced a plethora of visits. She claims that in November of 2011, during one of the visits, Erica asked to stay permanently with her grandmother, and in February of 2012 was the last time she spoke with the girl, as further calls reached a disconnected number. Casey Parsons told Dr. Phil that Erica took none of her personal belongings with her because when she went to stay with Goodman, they had purchased all new clothing for her to wear.
12/17.
Yes,
She was going to stay for 3 weeks, you said?
3 weeks.
So through Christmas.
Through Christmas.
She was not going to be with her family on Christmas. She was going to be with Nan, who's picking her up at the McDonald's.
Yes.
Okay? And so when a teen goes away, they pack a bag. She packed a bag to be gone for 3 weeks. But you say when you got there, she didn't take her suitcase with her.
No, she didn't. I was talking with Nan, and Strawberry had called her to the back of the car, the SUV they was in, and they had purchased all new clothes for her, brand new clothes with tags, even the coat.
Right. So
When Goodman picked her up, a woman who goes by the nickname Strawberry was also there and showed them a stash of clothing with tags in the back of their van. The house where she was reportedly staying had a stable with horses. The Parsons claimed that they also took their other daughter Brooke along with them to take Erica to Asheville. Brooke disputed the claim in her own interviews with police, saying she never rode to Asheville to take Erica to live there. They tell the story on an episode of Dr. Phil, where they appeared on the show on August 20th and 21st in 2013.
why do you say you're not concerned today? Both of you said not concerned in the least.
Because it just wasn't that she just left that one time. She went and spent 2 separate weekends with her. We've talked to this lady altogether from July to December. Erica had nothing ever to say bad about Nan, ever. She told my other kids about it, including the son, everything. She told us about the horses, about all the gifts. She loved her. She loved her to death.
From a law enforcement standpoint, if they've never met y'all, don't know you, your own son calls and says, they've murdered my sister and buried in her backyard. Your sister says, hell, she tried to sell one baby one time before. Now this one's missing to Nan, who nobody can find. And so they're going, man, this just has a stench to the whole thing, which is why I'm glad you're here to tell your side of this.
After coming into knowledge of the Parsons' confusing stories, police decide to focus on the family's monetary fraud, as the Parsons were still receiving assistance for Erica, even though she wasn't in their care anymore. They also continued to claim Erica on their taxes, even though they have not heard from the young girl. On July 30th of 2014, Sandy and Casey are arrested on federal charges. Casey pleads guilty to 15 charges, and Sandy proceeded straight to trial. Casey received a 10-year sentence, while her husband was only sentenced to 8 years in federal prison for accepting the assistance for Erica, who hadn't lived with them for years. After the arrest of the Parsons, FBI continued to search for Erica. In July 2016, a new poster of Erica is released. Another round of interviews begin, and authorities probe the Parsons again while they're in jail. During this, police discover the harsh treatment Erica endured while living with the Parsons. Sandy Parsons admits to locking Erica in the closet, feeding her dog food, beating her with a belt, and choking her. Not only does he reveal the abuse him and his wife inflicts on Erica, but also admits to the murder of the 13-year-old back in 2011. He tells officers that the body was discarded on the 19th of December of 2011, and that her body is buried outside Pageland, South Carolina, on wooded property that belonged to his mother. He tells officers that he can show them where her body is buried, and leads authorities down a dirt road where he tells them to stop at a small dirt mound just off the side of the road, the spot where Erica was buried in 2011. On September 27th, 2016, Erica's body is dug up from that very spot, and the Parsons now have a new charge. After Erica's body is found, a funeral service is held, and her body is laid to rest on the 18th of July, 2017. The autopsy was released to the public in January of 2018. The autopsy revealed that Erica died due to homicidal violence. There were multiple fractures in her bones at varying degrees of healing when she was murdered. Her arms were broken, she had a fractured jaw, and multiple hairline fractures were in various places on her body. The state of her bones also showed evidence of malnourishment. According to sources, on February 19th of 2018, a grand jury indicted both Sandy and Casey Parsons on counts of first-degree murder, felony child abuse inflicting serious injury, felony concealment of death, and felony obstruction of justice. Casey Parsons was brought to Rowan County for a court appearance on March 14, 2018, while Sandy Parsons was brought back for a court hearing on March 15. Prosecutors announced in April 2018 that they were seeking the death penalty for both Casey and Sandy Parsons. As of February 2019, defense attorneys agreed to separate trials. Casey Parsons pleaded guilty to first-degree murder on August 2, 2019, in Rowan County Superior Court and was sentenced to life without parole. The trial date for Sandy Parsons was set for April 6, 2020, and his attorney requested a change of venue. Sandy Parsons pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, child abuse, concealment of death, and obstruction on December 17, 2019, and was sentenced to at least 33 years to be served after his federal sentence. On January 14, 2022, according to the Federal Bureau of Prisons website, Sandy Parsons was released from federal custody after completing his sentence for tax and mail fraud in connections with benefits received on behalf of Erica. That same day, he began serving a state sentence in Central Prison.
She has no soul. She is a body that is just there.
Those powerful words from the biological mother of Erica Parsons to the woman who adopted her daughter.
Are you in fact guilty?
Yes.